There was the shooting at Irving Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And me and you spoke. I think the same night when it happened.
Yeah,
or
we did.
shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it happened, the first thing that hit the airwaves, hit the news everywhere was Maino had a long-standing beef with Troy Ave.
Yeah.
And as someone who's connected, who interviews all these guys and has personal relationships, I said, I've never heard this.
Never.
Never. How did it feel to suddenly be dragged into this at that time when you had literally nothing to do with it?
That's what I'm talking about. People, judgment based around perception. So the perception on Maino was what? Oh, Maino's a goon, Maino's this, Maino was that. That's always been a perception. And that's partially my fault. And partially folklore, stories that bigger than what they should have been. But I felt like, damn, I didn't need that. I don't want that.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for, because all that does is hurt you from leveling up. Everybody talking about leveling up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get somewhere else, and they got me on the news involved in a shooting. I don't need that. I don't need that. You know, and it bothered me, but I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I don't get so bothered that I can't sleep. You know, I don't get so bothered with nothing that I can't sleep. So it's like, we just got to work through it and figure it out and get through it. And after a while, we got through it, and we still here.
How do you feel that Troy Ave handled it after the fact in terms of the interviews he did?
I ain't watch his interviews. I didn't watch Troy Ave interviews. I don't know what about what wouldn't come to homie. I don't know nothing about nothing. Like, you know what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough.
Yeah, I never watched none of that. You know what I mean? That situation happened, that was that, and then, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the whole situation is sad because me and Taxstone were cool. You know what I mean? And now he's, you know, in the middle of that whole situation.
Unfortunate for everybody, man. Like, I mean, listen, I was...
Well, and you're a female friend of yours got shot.
Yeah.
Is she okay ultimately?
Yeah, she good.
She good.
She good. Great, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is she actually suing the whole situation? Do you know?
Hey, look, man.
You don't know.
That's
That's between her and
yeah.
You know. I wouldn't be surprised though, if there were some lawsuits that have to do with it. Well, anyways, I'm glad you were there, so I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm glad Uncle Murder's okay. He was there as well.
Yeah.
Glad that all y'all walked away from it, and ultimately you didn't have to deal with any bullshit associated with it. And I apologize that your name got dragged into that.
Why are you apologizing?
Well, because you're my man.
Yeah, but it's not your fault.
I never put it out there.
Right, but you one of the people that helped it.
Yeah.
You one of the people. You called me and was like, "Look, you already know. I'm holding it down. Like, if anybody asks me, or we got to put out something. We saying that you ain't had nothing to do with that, because we know you ain't had nothing to do with that. So, thank you, homie.
Yep. Got a new project out.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
October 17th. Party and Pain.
Why that name?
Trials, tribulations, ups, downs, triumphs, setbacks, party, pain, love, hate. These are the things that I think about. This is life.
Okay.
This is life. This is life. I look at everything as real life. So when I put out a project, it revolves around real life.
Well, let's take a look at the track listing here. So it's 14 tracks.
Yeah, 13 songs, really, yeah.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at who's on it. Fat Joe's on it.
Yeah.
You two had a relationship for a while?
Yeah, always been cool for years.
Yeah.
Always.
I've always liked Fat Joe.
Always. One of the dudes that I actually truly, really respect. And when you think about the game, listen, all of us get inspired by certain things, by certain people, right? If we want to keep it all the way 100. Like, a lot of rappers, they gonna come up here and sit up there and say they ain't inspired by nobody, don't listen to nobody, whatever. That's whole shit. But check this out. When you think about longevity in the game, and you thinking about being able to have a healthy career, ups and downs, you know, you gotta put Fat Joe in a different place. I mean, we talking about a dude that been here since '92.
Yeah. Yeah, since Flojo.
93, something like
Yeah.
It's rappers that's out here that's just been born in that era, right? And here we got a dude that was relevant then, and is relevant now. How many years is that?
Right, All the Way Up was a hit this year.
This is what I'm saying. He got another one
2017.
right now. He got another one right now.
That's what's
He got
up.
another one right now. So, if not for nothing else, that to me is inspiring because you always a record away. Like it don't matter. Like it don't matter, you know, young, old, light skin, dark skin, you know, blacks, you know, Spanish. Like it don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, because I just interviewed Too Short, and we were talking about how at one point, the funniest thing in the world, the biggest diss you could do is well, the worst thing you could be was a 30-year-old rapper.
What are we gonna do with hip hop? We're gonna sit there and put an age limit on it? Is the age limit, they said it was 30. When they said it was 30, I was 30.
Yeah.
And you fast forward.
And these dudes is in their 40s.
Too Short's like in his 50s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
And
think
Drake.
Too Short, yeah. Dre, I believe, is around 50.
yeah.
Jay-Z is pushing 50. He's probably about 48, something like that.
It don't. I guess hip hop grown up, and it's because fans that were what 20 back then are in their 40s now. So it's like you're not gonna stop liking hip hop. We got hip hop babies now. A$AP Rocky is named after Rakim. So you didn't have that before. So you didn't have 30-year-old people that was, you know, probably in the 80s, right? You didn't have a 35-year-old that was a hip hop fan.
No.
Because he didn't grow up off that.
Yeah, that's some kid.
Now you do. Now you got hip hop. Now you got real diehard hip hop fans that are in their 50s. They go all the way back to the early 80s with it. So it evolved, and that's a good thing because we should have longevity and we should have elder artists like any other genre.
I agree. Dave East is also on it. And I feel like Dave East is one of these prominent New York artists, new New York artists that are kind of like, that didn't adapt to the mumble rap and to the, you know what I'm saying? Like he's what I feel is traditional.
Yeah, he rap like he from the 90s, and I like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Just straight rap. No melody, just straight rap.
Right.
You got to salute that.
No singing.
Yeah, none of that. Just straight bars.
No chant
none
over and over
rap.
again. Just straight rap. Yeah. And and I feel like he's not really hit his potential yet.
No, but this is the thing. Like it's still growth. Like every day is a different step. So it's cool because if he got a base now, then imagine what's gonna happen later. You know, once he get like a hit record or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because you were one of the ones that, back in the day there was the Trinidad James situation where Trinidad James was, kind of called out New York New York radio and New York rappers, and you kind of took it upon yourself to address that. As a New York rapper, and you look at New York rap, it's always been a very interesting type of beast over the last 10 years. Because at one point, New York rap was undoubtedly the standard that everyone else aspired to. But the South did its thing. The West Coast did its thing. Different regions. Chicago did its thing. And you look at New York now, and you have a Dave East. And you have a French, Montana, who I feel is not a traditional New York rapper. I feel he sort of incorporated different styles into what he did. New York has always, I felt, has had a bit of an identity problem over the last 5-10 years.
But here's the thing: can you expect us not to have an identity problem if we never preserved our sound? We had rap gods. We still got rap gods. I'm talking about, this is New York City. We come from a city where the DJs and personalities are famous, right? We talking Nas, Biggie, Hove, right? And then 50. And then after that, it's like a gap, right? It's like a gap. Dipset was, who they are, the legends, right? then after that, it was like a gap. Then my generation, like we wasn't connected to the higher ups. You know, the sound wasn't preserved. So now when the Southern culture started to become popular culture, how do you expect the young dudes that was 14 and 15 when Houston and Atlanta was popping, how do you expect them not to be influenced by that?
People don't really, I feel like, look at Nicki as sort of the next big superstar, even though she is New York. You see what I'm saying? It's like she's had platinum sales. She's had a huge influence. You know, she's the biggest selling female rapper of all time, right?
Right.
But it's interesting that people will talk about a 50 and talk about these types of other artists, but people won't mention a Nicki. Is there a reason why you omitted her? And I know this is not a diss or anything of that sort.
It just didn't come to my mind. But it's a lot of artists that we can think of that has done exceptionally well from the city. I know Nicki before she popped, way before she popped. So she's definitely a New York City girl. It was a time though that I think she moved to Atlanta. So I think people associated her with
she was rolling with Gucci,
Gucci at that time. See, I think it was more about who they first saw her with on a national level.
Yeah. Then there was Wayne, the Young Money Association.
But prior to that, it was all New York City though. So
right, it was Fendi.
you gotta throw her in there. I don't know if she threw New York on her back the way that they did when they were coming up. You know, maybe it was that. I don't know. But she's New York, though.
That's actually a good point, because when you talk about the movements in hip-hop, the major, like Biggie had Junior Mafia, Tupac had the Outlaws and the whole death row thing, 50 had G-Unit. Nicki is just pretty much Nicki.
Right.
There's not a whole group of girls.
And basically associated with a brand that's not from here.
That's Young Money.
Cash Money,
Lil
Young
Wayne,
Money.
Drake.
Right, that's not from here. So it kind of may have felt un-New York-like, to people. But I mean, at the end of the day, she's still from New York, so it is what it is.
She's Queens.
She rep Queens, like Supreme, right? That's what she said. So,
right.
So it is what it is. So you can't discount that.
100%. Now, you were made a hip-hop ambassador of Brooklyn?
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I get fucking... It didn't help me with tickets.
No?
I still get tickets, man. I thought I was going to be able to ride
You can't pull
around.
out that card, that ambassador card?
I'm a fucking hip-hop ambassador of Brooklyn. Like, I'm still getting pulled over.
Okay.
Still getting tickets. Still in DMV for bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But, I don't know. It was an honor. Which I felt like it was good. I was recognized, by the Brooklyn Borough president.
And Brooklyn has such a rich hip hop history.
Definitely.
I mean, even before Biggie, there was Big Daddy Kane.
Yes, that's a sign. Come on, man.
It was
Brooklyn for that forever.
Brooklyn keeps on taking.
Man.